Everyone, Pedro Baez, Go for Glory stable. Today is December 21st, 2025, Sunday, December 21st, 2025. And as usual, please like, subscribe, or comment on the videos. And we're up 4 days before Christmas. So happy holidays to everyone this time of year. We got a lot going on, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's. We'll get a video before New Year's, though. And but the horses are still racing, even though there's barely any tracks open right now. The horses are still racing, and it's pretty much the Meadowlands show for the next six weeks. Maybe a little Harris Philly, but it's going to be the Meadowlands show for the most part, probably for the next 6 weeks or so. So I don't want to take up your time. You're all probably busy this weekend. Getting going on vacation or getting ready for Christmas and things like that. So, um, let's just think. Let me just think. It was good to see a couple of people yesterday at Meadowlands. I was there last night. Actually, we had a lot of people show up for Invictus race. Yeah, he got nipped there at the end, but he was good. He was good. First time out at Meadowlands, he was very good. Especially that first half was very tough. So, but it was fun hanging out with everyone and getting Meadowlands is the best place to spend time. If you're gonna go to a racetrack, go to Meadowlands. Some other tracks you'd be like, oh man, this place stinks. Meadowlands is like first class, so it was actually pretty cool, kind of hanging out with everyone. Um, I wish I could have stayed longer, but the my kids are like they're always sick right now. So this time of year they're always sick. So there's like gotta give them like antibiotics and things like that at a specific time. So anyway, that's why I had to get out of there. But other than that, we're gonna jump right to it. I'm trying to just want to make sure. I just want to make sure I cover everything right now. Um, November statements are all sent out, so that's done. Um, Horses, we still might look to claim a horse at Meadowlands one of these weekends. Didn't get a chance this weekend, just too much going on, and but we still might consider that. So keep that in your mind if you're interested in a new racehorse. And that'll just be for fun, just get them, put them back in the same class at Meadowlands, and just have a little action over there. So that's kind of like the new horse. We are still looking at new horses in general, always. So that's always on the docket, and obviously there's certain types we're looking for. Like we really like a nice filly and mare pacer, but might look for a young, it could be a young pacer, young trotter. We'll see. So that's still going on. What else? And I think that pretty much covers it for now. As far as like Charlie's sick, so he's battling, but hopefully he's getting get better soon. And I think that kind of covers like the main um overall things at the moment. So uh all right, so we're gonna jump into the horses. So the babies, they're all doing well. Paul's babies in Florida doing well. Rob's babies up in New Jersey doing well, so no issue with that. And same thing with the 3-year-olds or soon to be 3-year-olds like Geologic Ideals, they're all doing fine. So nothing to note on that front. We will try to get as many videos as we can and put them up on YouTube once we get them. Haven't gotten any recently, but uh Rob and Paul, they're aware that we want as much as we can get. So we're gonna keep putting those up as soon as we get them. Um, what else? I think that's it. Let's jump right into the horses. So, artist best. Look, we're gonna start. He's seems like we're always starting with artist best, but let's start with artist best. He had horrible. Um, the trip that he got was just it just did not work out. So we this was on I want to say Friday night, and by the way, hopefully you all can see this. Like the video looks fine for me. Like it's moving along and stuff. Hopefully, if it's looking choppy for you, like normally, just very, very choppy, just let me know. But it's looking fine to me. So anyway, so that's artist best right here in the sixth post. We didn't get off the gate. He doesn't have a lot of gate speed anyway, like he used to have it when he was younger. But we didn't get off the gate. And when you're sixth and the two outside horses don't get out, blast off, then we're sitting eighth. So right off the bat, sitting eighth is extremely difficult at Meadowlands. And um, you saw last night, whoever was watching Invictus, we had 7 posts and we were trying to get to the front, and he didn't get to the front until like the half. So it's just a tough when you're sitting eighth like that. It's just tough like that. So here we are. He's eighth right here. That 5 went outside. He's kind of hanging out there in the back there. Rob is that's Rob Charlie was going to drive, but then Charlie got sick, so then Rob had to pick up the cash drive. And here, this is where I think everyone saw the same thing. We in hindsight, the move was to sit there behind that horse, behind that five horse. Hindsight's 2020, so I'm not gonna. These videos aren't really to critique the drivers per se. It's just more the horse and how the race went in general, and kind of like how what Charlie and I thinking, when we watch these races. And yeah, that got us. That got us right there. So once we couldn't get behind that five right there, that guy right here. Once we couldn't get behind him, we were stuck in the back, and it actually the way this race turned out, this horse on the lead was going to win no matter what, pretty much. But if you can see here, one, two, three, these horses on the outside, the five, the nine, I can't see what the horses on the outside, maybe the 10. All those horses on the outside, they had all the momentum and they just charged, they were just charging home the whole time. And, Artist Best, you had to kind of get around that seven there and stuff like that. It's just, um, just unfortunate. He got stuck on the inside, and um, we how do I say this? There's only so much the horse can do when he gets stuck like that. So the horse was good. He finished strong. But Rob did say like he is racing well. Rob did say he's kind of like he wants to just skip next week just to kind of give him just one little breather, short little breather this week. Um, and he actually is a pretty good horse. So give him a little breather this week, and then when he goes back to Meadowlands, we're probably going to look for a condition race. So at Meadowlands, so no amateurs. Gonna get a little break from the amateurs for a little bit. Even though the purses are good and they pay out really well, even for sixth through 10th, $460. Just gonna see if we can get a little lucky with a condition. Excuse me, with a condition race. Um, all right, so that is artist best, and but he won't be in next week, but he'll be back in the week after, and it'll be most likely a condition race. All right, Bowisto. Let's go to Bowisto. This was also a just didn't it didn't go out didn't go with the way we all everyone watching the Bowisto race saw the same thing. So we are the two horse here on the inside, and that looks like that three breaks right away right next to us. Which but we kept trotting, and there's Bowisto getting off to the lead. He has good I would say he has good gate speed. I'll say good gate speed. He doesn't have like he has better gate speed than like Skybox has. Um, I guess you could say it's kind of like similar to like a Nola maybe. Maybe Nola's a little better, but he has good gate speed. Not elite, but he has good gate speed, and he sits there. He sits there three, and it was a fast quarter. I think it was 27-4, but he's sitting behind this nine who's 80 to 1, and the 12 and the five is 12 to 1 up top. Right here, right here. This was the moment. The moment's passed now, obviously, but that was the moment to quarter move and try to get to the front. And he has actually Bowie still actually has a really fast brush. If you try to quarter move, he has a really fast brush. So he would have most likely cleared that five and just been on the lead the whole way. Because he's done it all his life. He has a really fast brush like that to get to the quarter move. But there he was. He was sitting on the rail there, third. And then this is unfortunately, we're going off the pace again. And and as we've talked about, every horse likes to be raced differently, and and he's just not a horse that he doesn't like that whole situation right there where he has all those horses around him and things like that, and he's trying to pass horses. That's not his thing. It never was his thing. It's never gonna be his thing because at this point he's 4 years old, almost 5 years old. So it's just kind of how the horse is, and yeah, he's doing something he doesn't want to do. So. Um, we just gotta we just gotta get we need to get he needs to be driven aggressively. It's just how the horse is. What do we like every would I like every horse to be kind of like, you know, trying to think of like the Swiss Army knife. So Skyfall, Anola, would every horse like to be like we like every horse to be like them that you can kind of race them pretty much any way? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's not reality. Reality is sometimes horses like to be raced certain ways. Gretzky the Great, we got to race him off the pace. Off the pace. He cannot be on the lead. He cannot be on the lead. He needs to be off the pace. Bowisto's the opposite. He needs to be on the lead or close to the lead to be at his best. A horse like Skybox and Invictus, they like to be on the front or first over, grinding. So every horse kind of has their own way. Rosa likes to be near the front. Every horse has their own way, and we just need to find the right mix. The right, no, I don't want to say mix. We got to find the right setup for Bowie still. So he'll be in. The target for him is actually there's a race carded for him for Harris Philadelphia on Wednesday next week. So we're gonna try for Harris Philadelphia on Wednesday next week and try for Tim Tetrick again. So that's the story with Bowie still. So next week, the goal is next week. Not Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, a week from this upcoming Wednesday, the 31st, at Harris, Philadelphia. It's closing day. We're going to try for Tim Tetrick. So we'll see. Best laid plans of mice and men. We'll see if we can get that. Let's keep going. Anola. Um, Anola. I think when did she race? She raced since our last. Yeah, she raced on the 15th Enola Skybox. Let's do Enola next. And she was really good. She was really good. You know, just and you know, just to kind of like make sure, just level set. This is a Saratoga Open. This is not the Tioga Open. So these are completely different races, completely different horses. And Tioga Open, we were facing 5, 6 horse fields, the same exact horses every time, and they were okay. They weren't like anything special. These are extremely good horses, especially those horses on the outside, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 6, 7, 8. Extremely good horses. So this is not an easy race. There she is off the gate though. See, she has pretty good gate speed. She's kind of like Boisto in that regard. I would say they're similar. Maybe Anola's a little better though. She gets there that third hole. To me, to win this race, she needed to be like where that six is on the front or sitting in the pocket. Sitting in the third hole, in the three hole, that pretty much guarantees we gotta go first over. And Anola, um, she doesn't really like first over. She's kind of like I don't want to say Bowisto, but Bowisto doesn't like first over. She doesn't like first over. She's better off finishing on the inside or on a lead or second over, third over. Um, so first over is usually not her thing, but this was tough. Let me get the fractions down here. So 28, that was a fast first. And this day was like I'm pretty sure if I remember, this day was freezing beyond belief. I'm pretty sure this day was unbelievably frigid, unbelievable. And she was first over pretty much the whole half of the mile. And that six is an excellent horse. So she was really fighting hard against that six, and that 7 and 8. You know, those 7 and 8s. The reason why they're 7 and 8 is because in the open they handicap the horses. So the 7, 6, 7, 8 they handicap to be on the outside. So when there was a scratch this race, they were all from the 5, 6, and 8, 5, 6, 7 posts. So you know it wasn't really a handicap for them anymore because they were on the outside. I'm more on the inside. So it kind of like it kind of like was a dump, kind of screwed us a little bit. Getting those really good horses on the inside more, and that there you go. 6, 7, 6, 8 gets top three. Those are considered the open horses. So 1 through 5 were considered the winners over horses. So that's where Enola is. 6, 7, 8 were considered the open horses because they were way too good, made way too much money. Um, and so they handicap them on the outside. But then when you have a scratch and they're on the inside, it ain't that hard for them anymore. It's not really much of a handicap for them. So they were good. Enola was good. And that was her first race with the gloves off. So I think she was good. She'll be back in. She's very good. She's solid. She'll be in. She's in the box for next week at Meadowlands. So we're gonna try for we'll see if Brett will stick with her, and she'll be at the Meadowlands. I'm not sure if she's actually raced there for the parimutuel race ever. I don't think so. Now I'm thinking about it. So this might be her debut there as well. So that's the plan with Nola. She's really good. Um, let's see who else. Gretzky the Great. He's just in stall rest right now. Basically he's hanging out in the stall. He's not moving much at all. He's not like in the field turned out. He's just in his stall, and that's by design because you don't want him moving too much. You want that leg to just relax and cool down a little bit. So that's where he is. He received treatment a week ago, a little bit more than a week ago, on that leg, and it's Rob said it's helped other horses with similar injuries in the past. So he got that. Um, so that should assist in the healing process, and he is walking a little bit. So that's the story with Gretchen the Great, and I think he's probably going to do that for the next week or two, and then eventually he'll start swimming. So, but that's the right now he's just stall rest, completely resting that leg, and just letting it completely calm down a little bit. So that's he's doing well overall. Outside of that, um, all right, Invictus. Invictus was last night at Meadowlands. I was there. Actually, a bunch of us were there, like I said earlier, and it was pretty fun. Would have liked to get a win, obviously, but overall, it was a pretty fun evening. I like to go there. I mean, who doesn't? It's like the best. If anyone likes horse racing, you gotta like going to Meadowlands. So there we are with the 7 posts. Brett Beckwith. Um, he looked right here that we actually were in good shape as far as leaving. But Invictus, he does not have a lot of gate speed. And we knew that coming in. That's why at Saratoga, he had those inside posts that were great. But if he had an outside post, he ain't blasting. So there he is. You know, right here, could he have forced his way in that spot? Maybe. But man, he would have had to slam the brakes. He would have had to slam the brakes on Invictus. I'm talking about pull him all the way back and risk choking him down to get into that spot. So, he this is what the top drivers do. They got the favorite, so they want him on the lead. And I'm not complaining. I just wish he got the lead easier. I mean, Tyler Miller really forced us. Look at this. We didn't really clear until what, right before the half, pretty much. Looks like a little bit, maybe yeah, pretty much right before the half was when we finally cleared. So yeah, um, Tyler Miller, he's been driving better this year. I think he was either number one or number two at for the whole Tioga Downs meet, and he's getting a lot more power and he's getting a lot more aggressive. So he uh, he made Invictus really work for it, and I was praying, we were all praying there on the in the apron that he could still hold on, and it actually looked like he was. I mean, he's still in the lead here at the 3/4 pole, and he's making that turn there, and at this point, kind of not sure whether it's going to hold. But then that three is not really gaining too much, so it actually looks like we actually still might be okay and win this race. And then finally, just about here is when he just starts slowing down a little bit and he loses by about a length. Now, we actually got disqualified to fourth to fifth, um, and which I to this moment I don't even see it. I'm trying to find it, but try to see if they can see us in the. Let's see if they see us down here. No, they're not really showing us. Um, but yeah, he. Oh wait, maybe here. It looks like see these are us. Or maybe we walked away. Anyway, so that was yeah, he got inquiry, he got placed fifth. I'm not gonna go through that whole judges thing, but apparently his wheel hit the horse. He was on the inside, his right wheel hit the left wheel of the horse to his right. Apparently that horse then hit the wheel of the horse to the right to his right, and that caused the disqualification from fourth to fifth. And that disqualification from fourth to fifth was actually significant. It cost us fifth place was like 393 bucks. Fourth place was like double that, like 780 something dollars. So it actually was a pretty significant um DQ, and I don't agree with it. I thought it was incidental. I mean, these horses bang into each other all the time. But whatever. At least they kept us, fifth versus sixth, but still, it's just I did not agree with that, but he was good. He wears a lot of equipment on the inside right now. He needed it, especially to get around the half mile tracks. Saratoga, he needed it. Really needed it. Um, he wears a head pole on the inside, and he wears a Murphy blind. So Brett said he was really good. He just said let's take off that stuff on the inside. Um, and so we'll take off that stuff on the inside next time. Put him right in back in next week with Brett. And Brett and Rob both just said let's just hope for an inside post. And Rob just reminded Brett that hey, he can come off the pace too. You don't have to put him on the lead. He can come off the pace and be really good. So that's the story with him. That was his debut. He was good. He just got roughed up really bad in the first half. They way harder than I hoped. I was hoping they would let him in or give him a tuck on the rail, but yeah, it wasn't meant to be. They really made him work for it. So that's it. It was a good. Anytime our horse is put on the lead like that, I'm not complaining. So um, except if it's a horse like Gretzky that you don't want him on the lead. That's different because Gretzky. We'll talk about that when the more he races, but he's a unique type of horse, and you kind of want him off the pace. And he's like excellent off the pace. So let's move on to the next horse, Just Rose's Luck. She trained really well this week, so she will be in the box for Meadowlands um, on Friday or Saturday. Yeah, Friday I think, and she will be in the box. Now, don't expect anything though crazy from her. Remember, she's coming off a um, uh, really tough sickness that got her real good. As far as being tied up, like it was like astronomical how tied up she was, and she hasn't raced in 3 weeks. So I wouldn't, I think she'll still be okay. She'll still be just Rose's luck, but I wouldn't expect us to see mid-season form just Rose's luck looking incredible. Like I would just be just t tame the expectations a little bit. Like I said, we just want to. She's feeling good enough training. She feels healthy. The numbers are coming down, but just let's kind of like hope for the best. And I don't expect the world. She hasn't raced in 3 weeks, and she's coming off being really tied up. So let's just see how it goes. And but the plan is she's gonna go race this weekend. Uh, my hunter, he has been swimming, and he's actually been doing some training miles the last few weeks. He's doing 2 training miles a week at Big Z, along with swimming, and he's doing fine. So Rob said he's doing great, and he's definitely still on target for a return next month. I don't know. I'm not really pressing Rob on exactly when next month, but he's saying, yeah, next month he will return next month. So he's doing fine. He's doing great. Um, let's go to the next horse. And like I say, like I keep telling everybody, he may be one of the best horses in the barn, when he's healthy. Um, Unfortunately, we just gotta get him raced. That's his thing. We gotta get him. He got this well-deserved break. He's a really good horse. He definitely deserved this break. So we just gotta get him raced stuff. Um, uh, All right, Ship's Revenge. She will be back in next week, and she just had 9 posts, horrendous posts, and she actually made a pretty strong move, but then that tired her out the rest of the way. So she'll be back in next week though. We just need an inside post. We keep getting 7, 9, just like at Saratoga with her before, where it was like 8, 7, 8, 9 all the time. 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8. We just need an inside post. She doesn't have a lot of gate speed, kind of like Invictus, so we kind of need more her on the inside, and then she'll be great. Then she'll be really good. But she actually fits well in there in that class. Skybox, let's do him real quick. He was the win last week. He was excellent, actually. He was it almost brought a tear to my eye. Because we had this horse. Uh, I don't even know, going on 3 years now. We had him as a yearling, and he's the one horse right here. And he had a tough transition from 3 to 4. I mean, there he is on the inside, Jay Randall. Jay Randall's pushing him off the gate, and he gets he does not have a lot of gate speed. So, but he has but you see when you have the inside like that, he's able to still be near the front. He doesn't have bad gate speed. It's not horrible. Like it's not to the point where even if he has an inside post, he's gonna be like sitting fourth and fifth. So he's not horrible gate speed, but he doesn't have like elite gate speed. So there he is sitting third. Um, and this horse, he needs to be, as I always tell everybody, he needs to be on the lead or first over. If he's on, if he's on the lead or first over, he's at his best. Um, and so Jay must have took that to heart. And Rob did tell Jay, hey, on the lead or first over, man, on the lead or first over. Just this horse needs to be on the outside grinding. Uh, and this is what he did. A little, I mean, I guess a lot of the guys were like, yeah, he left early, but the key with me is Skybox is so much better than this group that I to me, like I'm like I didn't see any issue. I just wanted to make, from my perspective, I just didn't want him to be like second over. Just go first over. Don't play any games. No games. Just go first over. He's so much better than this group. Just don't play any games. And that too is actually I think that too is like a full brother to I think Jim Panzee, I want to say, or I think Chimpanzee. So that too has a very classy horse, and that too is a 3-year-old that actually did really well in Excelsior and even was competitive in New York Sire Stakes. So he's no slouch. But there's Jay Randall and Skybox, and he's not even touching him. He's not even touching him. This is what he does. He likes to look at the horse, and the horse is on the inside. They get a little scared because they see this gigantic horse flying on the outside, and look at that, wrapped up. I mean, he touched him a little bit. Jay didn't need to touch him. Jay didn't need to. He had this game. He had it all. He had it completely in the bag. He didn't need to touch him at all. A little showboating here, looking to the left. I think he looks at the camera right here. I like it. I like it. I like it, Jay. Let's see if we can see some of the guys. We can't. It's not gonna. We have some of the people made it down into the winner's circle. That was an excellent race, and I keep telling everybody, it's not automatic that a young horse goes from 3 to 4 and is excellent. It is not automatic. Invictus. He's entering the deep end. He's entering the deep end versus older horses. He was facing those younger horses at Saratoga this whole time. Now he's going deep end. Skybox had to do that this year, and it took him a little bit to kind of get in the rhythm. You're not you got to go 100%, 100% every race, 100%. You're not you're going versus older horses and tougher horses, and it took him a bit to get in the rhythm, but we saw it in November that the light bulb started to turn on. We were like, all right, the light bulbs turn. We're starting to see the Skybox that we remember, and he's back. So he's back. He'll be he'll be in the box. He is in the box for um Saturday at or not Saturday, Friday at Meadowlands. So and we're gonna be using Jimmy Marone on a lot of the Meadowlands horses. So Jimmy Marone's gonna be on Just Rose's Luck and Skybox, um and Ship's Revenge. But not many people own Ship's Revenge anymore. And there's there's just no Colony right now. Nola we're gonna try for Brett Beckwith with Nola, because he's been driving her, and Invictus, um, and it's just Brett's hard to get. So and right now, if you can't get Brett, then we're gonna be ending up with like Patrick Ryder, Jonathan Ali, you know, Vinny Ginsburg, stuff like that. So rather than do that, we got a pro driver who was the Meadowlands driving king a few years ago, maybe like I think it was like 2019, 2018, or 2017. I can't remember when Jimmy Marone was like the leader at Meadowlands, and so he knows how to drive the mile, and he's actually pro driver. He can be aggressive, he can be conservative, so we don't have to worry about any of that type of stuff. But we're only gonna get him for like 6 weeks because he's a Yonkers guy, so we're only gonna be able to get him kind of like for 6 weeks, and then other tracks will open anyway, so things will start opening up after that. But that's the plan. Soho Skyfall. Soho Skyfall is still sick, so he's still coughing. So he is still coughing. He doesn't have mucus, doesn't have fever, doesn't have um he's not like sweating and stuff like that. He lather. It's just he just. Rob said it's surprising. He just not surprising, but Rob said he's just battling through. He's still getting over whatever he had. That sickness he had. He's still getting over it, and he just has like a cough. He's kind of like constantly coughing. So so Rob's been working on him with the vet and everything like that, and so we're gonna have to skip next week again with him. He's just not. He's still bad. Whatever he's battling, it's still in there. So he's still trying to get it out of his system. It might be the same thing that Artis Best had that knocked him out all that time. You know what I mean? So um that's his story. So I mean, it is what it is. We don't want to race horses that are sick and coughing and things like that because they're not going to race good. So we need them to be on their game. Um, so that's that. With that being said, this is the end of it. Have a good holidays, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year. Well, New Year's we'll chat again, and that's about it. Have a good day. Take care. Have a good week.